Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
So the key word is dragon right now at 312-967-8300. If you haven't texted that yet for the golden ticket, do it now. Dragon. D-R-A-G-O-N. That word alone is the key word for a chance to go to Modest Mouse at the Salt Shed a week from Wednesday. That's your qualifying prize. And then win the golden ticket. Everything we do for an entire year. We have a lot of new people checking in. I love it. People that weren't here last year for this. So it's everything we do for an entire year, from Riot Fest to Riot Fest. You get in all the concerts for free that we're involved with. It's thousands and thousands of dollars. You're a VIP. It changes your life. So text the word dragon to 312-967-8300 if you haven't done it yet. And that's good till 8:30. We'll have another keyword then and another chance for you.
Brian and Kenzie, the biggest story of the day.
Q101.
Well, first off, we can't thank you enough for everybody that came into our house. Lounge-a-Palooza here at Q101 with many bands. And we're going to get to this a little bit later about some of the band's only performance of Lollapalooza weekend was in Lounge-a-Palooza. Because of the rain situation, some bands got canceled. So our backyard here, our lounge became Lollapalooza. Full on.
Wow, you sound really excited about it.
It was phenomenal. It was so good. And all the pictures and video up on our socials to just play along with it. And we're going to unpack Lollapalooza with the Pumpkins and Olivia Rodrigo going up on stage and Yungblud and all that stuff. We'll get to that in a minute because something happened. We've been holding this from Case. Myself and Kenzie have been holding this from Case since Friday.
Which I don't love.
Yes. And anxiety-ridden he is over this, that we haven't told him in this. We include everything, all the time. We share.
The three of us try to keep no secrets from one another.
That's right.
But what happens is, I would say especially over the last year, the last Riot Fest and this year at Lollapalooza, you guys are off doing your own thing, and I sort of have a different job now. There was a point in time where the three of us would run wild as a rabid three-headed wolf pack. Not the case anymore. I sort of have my own duties now that are away from you guys. Do I love it? Of course I do. But it's always nice to sort of intervene, to reconnect at the end of a festival, and I have my stories and you guys have your stories. But there's one that Brian said, I'm going to have to tell you on the air, and that always makes me nervous.
So the audience and Case are learning about this at the same time. Myself and Kenzie understand what's going on.
Because you lived it.
Yes. I was there. And Case, we wish you were here for this.
Okay.
Because this is something in all my years of going to the traveling Lollapalooza, 25 years of going to Lollapalooza, this has never happened to me before. Ever. In all forms of Lollapalooza.
Just before you tell the story, I have to ask, and it's a yes or no question. Is Kiki Wong okay, or did you, Brian, attack the new Smashing Pumpkins guitarist in lieu to get her spot?
She took my spot unfairly in the Smashing Pumpkins. Unfairly. I had a great audition tape. Billy said so when he was here on the air.
I understand why you think, given that they hired the attractive Asian woman, why you think you would be second on the call list.
They were having a hard time picking between the two.
Yes.
It was a big decision. And
it was like that old SNL skit with Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze when they're both trying out for the Chippendales.
You know what's great about that?
You just can't decide.
It's great about that skit, too, when Patrick Swayze goes like, no, man, you killed it. They're
going to pick you,
They're going to pick you. No, I think you think so? Yeah, you think?
Either the world-class guitar player and Kiki Wong, or you, who's fine. I understand why it was a tough choice for Billy Corgan.
I will say this, Kiki Wongo is marked safe from this conversation.
Okay, now I'm ready to listen. Now that makes me feel better.
She's a delight. So, we were at Lounge-a-Palooza. This is Friday. Kenzie went to go do a TV hit for ABC7, and she was there. So I was waiting for her at the radio station to come back so we could go to Lolla together.
Yeah.
I said, let's meet over there, but she said, I have to do an outfit change for Lollapalooza from the TV outfit, which is warranted. And then, so Kenzie comes back.
Cover up, baby.
Kenzie comes back. She changes into a Lala outfit, a very beautiful, boisterous Lala outfit.
Thank you.
We go, I try to get an Uber while she's changing. No Ubers. It was already by noon. It was impossible to get an Uber to go back to Lollapalooza.
Really?
Yeah, it was tough.
You guys try a taxi?
Horrible.
Well, at Embassy Tower, the taxis don't kind of come over here.
You go over to the Lowe's Hotel. That's how I got to Lala on Friday.
Didn't think of that. Turns out.
So I change, pack up, do all this. Brian's haven't even gotten an Uber yet. I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah. It kept resetting. And by the way, didn't need to go to Lowe's Hotel, which leads to this story. So we finally just go downstairs and Kenzie goes, let's just walk. I go, yeah, it's Down
I'm
Columbus
like, F
Boulevard.
it, let's just start walking. I go,
Yeah.
we're wasting daylight here. We got to get to moving.
So we go out to the corner here of Columbus Boulevard and where NBC Tower is, right by the water, across from the Lowe's Hotel. We're standing there for a couple seconds waiting for the light to change so we can start walking toward Lala. Kenzie, then what happened? What happens then?
This like gator vehicle, right, goes racing past us. Guy in a neon yellow shirt. He goes, "Hey, need a ride to Lala?" And I go, "Yes." I had no questions. I'm running towards the vehicle.
Now, he wouldn't have spotted us if Kenzie wasn't, I just want to make this clear, wasn't in a Lala outfit. I'm wearing my black pumpkin shirt, some gray tech shorts. I think he would have ignored me.
He would have thought you were driving. You're supposed to be driving the gator.
Right.
Yes.
So mind you, I'm like one ass cheek into the car, and Brian goes, "Wait, for free?" And the guy goes, "No." And I'm like, "Just get in, Brian," because one thing we forgot to say is it started raining.
It started to
And
drizzle and rain.
I'm like, I've had enough. It has been a long day. Get in the damn gator. We're getting in.
You've had enough. You're not even at Lala yet.
I know.
She'd had enough. A couple sprinkles fell down, and she says, "Yeah, I don't care."
I'm like, get in the gator now.
Well, what I was afraid of was those rickshaws that go around the city, which, listen, I know people got to make a living, but I hate those things to death. They charge you like $190 to go a mile.
They're very expensive.
They're incredibly
Well,
expensive.
wouldn't you charge that much if you had to lug you around?
I would charge myself. I'm worth $110 maybe, not
Okay.
$190. It's horrible. And again, I
What if
understand
you have
people.
to pay your weight? What if they do that?
Oh
You
my
stand on a
God.
scale, that's what you pay.
Okay, maybe
Maybe then you'd finally stick to your diet.
maybe it's a fair price then, $190.
Yeah.
So we get in, and the guy says $20.
I'm like, that's fair. It was
20
cheaper than the Uber.
That would have been cheaper than the Uber. $20.
I'm like, run it. He is speeding he's bobbing and weaving in and out of traffic, and then he's going because he's got the La like work shirt on. He's going around the barricades.
I wanna
So
make it-
we're getting we get dropped off like where you scan your bracelet in. Like he brings us up to that.
to the gate, basically.
And it's awesome in the back seat of those things. The windows are down. I was like screaming. I felt like I was in a music video. I'm like, this is a blast.
Well, to be clear, and Kenzie said it was a Gator, so it's one of those big all-terrain vehicles on
Yeah.
the street of
And
Chicago.
like off roads.
Yeah,
Kind of like what they cart football players off on when they have a catastrophic knee injury.
exactly like that.
Bingo.
The thing was super fast. The thing was zippy as hell. He didn't stop for anything. We were just bobbing and weaving.
And you see hundreds of these Lala Day. They're going all over the place. He drops us off. He said 20. I gave him 30.
Okay,
Generous.
Mr. Rockefeller. All right.
I said he saved the day.
Everybody, Brian gave him 30. He's just like you and I. He's a normal guy. Did he give 30 when he has to give 20? Yes, he did. And I'm glad you included that detail, Brian. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I mean,
And we have a video of us in this gator. It's awesome.
which we'll post right when we get through this conversation. We'll post that when we get to the end. So yeah, a pretty good year, even with my kitchen falling apart and being flooded twice. Gave the guy an extra $10
Hey,
tip.
what's one more expense? Give him 30.
It's right.
Should have given him 35.
So we get out, and me and Kenzie are like,
Thank God he did it. I'll tell you why in a minute.
we get out, and Kenzie's like, that was incredible. I go, it was incredible. Let's go to Lala. So we go inside Lala. We try to find Case at High Vis. We could not find him.
I'm at the Bud Light stage.
God, that show was loud. I told Brian, I go, I have to leave. My head hurt so
Kenzie,
bad.
I don't know what to tell you. It's a rock band.
Yeah.
They're loud, baby.
That was the loudest thing I had ever heard. I was looking for you, and I couldn't see straight because my head was bobbling. I was like, I can't. Everybody was 3 people. I was like shaking.
Let me tell you something, Case, and for the listeners out there.
Oh my God.
Kenzie goes to Lala and Riot Fest and Twisted, et cetera, every year. I've never seen her so agitated about the volume level of
I
the
literally
band.
shushed them. I was like, because I had such a hard time focusing. I'm trying to focus on finding Case, and they were being so loud that I was like, shh. Like, just, I feel like a mom. Like, I was like, shut up. You guys, like, just for a second. Like, in between the songs.
You
I
wanted the
can't.
band to shut up?
Yes. I was like, could you just for a second be quiet?
And she's like, she wanted to go quiet so she could say, Case.
Yes. I couldn't
Case.
even think straight.
So I this was the only time during the weekend, and I was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all day. The High-Vis set on Friday was the only time that I had cell reception issues because that stage was already so packed because right after High-Vis was an artist called Slater, who's like the new hot thing, and so everybody was getting there early for Slater. So I wasn't getting texts as they were coming through. They were a little delayed. But I got the text at one point saying that you guys were at the Bud Light stage. My hope was that I would turn around and see Brian's fat head right behind me because he's taller than all of these little teenagers that are there. Turns out not the case. Couldn't find you guys.
I could see everything. The High-Vis crowd, Short Kings.
Yes.
Certainly I could see over everybody. I thought I could see Case's feet in the air in the
We
pit.
could not find you.
So we leave. We go hang out with some listeners. We go play basketball. More on that in a second. We do all the good Lala things for a couple
I
hours.
got a coffee. I love it. Need to get a little horchata coffee. I always get excited for that.
We couldn't find Desert Island because they moved it because of that big.
Well, that's how we ended up at the carnival playing basketball because that's
whole-
where Desert Island used to be.
they moved where Desert Island was, where the carnival was.
Oh, Kenzie, I'm sorry to hear that.
I know.
Now, I want to continue this story. I think we need to tell the whole story in its entirety instead of taking a break because, okay, we finish some time at Lala. I had to head back for Lounge-a-Palooza for a minute before we go back to Lala later on.
And at this point, we're like, we're definitely not getting a ride. So let's just start walking. And we walked out the same way that we came in because it's the quickest walk.
Right? We walk past the barricades, get out there on Columbus Boulevard. Who do we see pull up? But the same guy with the same gator pulls up and lets some other people out.
Okay.
And I go, yo, ride back?
They whipped up. I'm like, Brian, get the gator. It's back. I couldn't believe it.
I said to Kenzie, that the same guy? It is.
It's the same guy.
So-
he's been doing this he's been doing it. I'm like, he had to make $1,000 based on the time that we were in there.
So we get back in the gator. I go, $20 again? He goes, yup. I go, good deal. So he's taking us back and drops us at the NBC
Just
Tower.
as fun. I want one of these things so bad.
We get back in there, and so I say to him, I go, hey, man, I'm not a cop.
Okay.
What are you doing here? What's going on here? Do you work for Lala and you're side hustling this? That's what I figured he was doing. I said, right, Kenzie? I mean, we figured he worked for Lala and was just making some side money, getting people in and out.
Well, because he was dressed like a Lollapalooza employee. Like,
Yes.
he had the neon, shirt on. He had, a lot of them wear the crossbody bag, right in front of them. He had that. So he
Yes.
was dressed like a Lala employee. I knew, well, he's not getting any Lollapalooza work done, though, because I've seen him only go back and forth. So something's up.
I say to him, what's going on here? I'm not going to tell anybody. He goes, I don't work for Lala. I flew up here from Atlanta.
Oh,
From
my God.
Atlanta.
And what this guy does, very good. This is an entrepreneur.
He
Good
does
for-
this every year, by the way. He's a professional.
He goes and rents a gator from a company that rents them, brings it downtown, and does that all weekend. And he does not work for Lollapalooza.
No kidding.
No
And
kidding.
by the way, him doing this, he lives in Atlanta, so he does it for Shake and Eats. He does it for all the events in Atlanta. He does the same thing. He owns one in Atlanta, but when he comes up to Lala, he does this. This is it. He makes so much money zipping back and forth at events. He does not have to have a different job. That's what he does for his living. It's not a side hustle.
Yeah.
That is all he has to do is zip back and forth on busy weekends, and he's done. He is pocketing.
Well,
thousands and thousands and thousands he made over the weekend.
Well, we tried to figure it out.
He made $50 off of us in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I gave him a 20. I go, look, man, I got no more cash. I gave you the $10 tip before. Does that count for this ride? He goes, yeah, man, I'm fine with any of the cash. I go, okay, good. I thought it was
Brian
just
had exactly 50, and we spent 50 on our gator ride.
I had a $50 bill with me when I wanted to go down, and it was gone when I got home.
Oh, my God.
And Brian, we got his number because we're like, you're picking us up next year. Gator right in front.
So this guy comes up here to do that. And listen, he was charging us 20. That was early in the day. I can only imagine later on he's charging 100.
Well, because these other kids that we zip past wanted to get to Will Call, which is all the way in front. It was further than we were. We were very close. And he said 40 to them.
Wow.
So he is, I can't imagine. Just our time in Lala, he had to make over $1,000. There's no way.
Yeah. Case, I couldn't believe it because I've never seen it like that going all the years of Lala. And I just thought it's fine if he's working for Lala and side hustling to making some money. He doesn't even work for him.
Yeah. And he goes, I dress like this because they don't say anything to me because he's going past all the barricades. It's not like you could be like, oh, well, Uber does the same thing. No, he's dropping you off in marked zones that are only for employees. And he said, because Brian's like, have you ever gotten in trouble? And he said the only person who's ever told on him is those damn rickshaw bikes because they're jealous.
They're indeed jealous. And
They're jealous.
And it's the greatest story. At least I don't want anybody to break the law because I don't know what can happen to you if you get arrested doing this.
Again, thank God you're not a cop. You're just doing all the behaviors of one.
I understand I probably looked like a cop wearing the pumpkin shirt, like I just bought one and said I'm a cop. You're going to bust people.
No, you don't ever look like an undercover cop with your all-black Cubs hat and your cargo shorts and black T-shirt and your suspicious questions that you always ask. You never give off the vibe of an undercover cop.
Nope, I don't do this. Don't do it. But I was very impressed with the entrepreneurial spirit of this young man.
Just for reference, it took me 2 hours to get home from Lala on Saturday night, and I live in Uptown.
He would have given you that
texted
ride.
our Gator
I
guy.
didn't know about the Gator guy.
Jake at Elmwood Park said he also took a ride for someone like this. He doesn't know if it's our guy, but thanks for coming in from Elmwood Park to Lala and getting a ride like we did. Again, not saying you should do this. Got to be super illegal.
But it's the
illegal.
best thing we've ever done.
Brian's not a cop. Don't worry.
I'm not a cop.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Hello, Card. Good Charlotte. Brian and Kenzie, Q101. Coming up in the next 7 or 8 minutes, we will have the keyword for the golden ticket from 8:30 to 9:30. So the next one coming up, the third opportunity at the golden ticket. Everything we do for an entire year, you have a chance to win. That is on the way. So stick around for that while we talk a little more Lala here. And what a weekend it was. Just a fantastic weekend. I mean, the rains came and the mud pits hit. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on. Really want to focus right now on Lounge-a-Palooza, the first ever time Q101 did this. And gotta admit, I personally was a little bit nervous about Lounge-a-Palooza and how that was going to go off here at Q101 because inviting everybody up to our radio station just to hang out and watch bands and eat food could have got out of hand. Boy, it didn't. And I mean, it may have got out of hand in a good way, but boy, our listeners are the best. It was phenomenal. People got to see once-in-a-lifetime performances. Yungblud was here on Saturday. Case hosted that one. And a lot of intricacies going on. I was here for One for the Ditch on Friday before we went to Lollapalooza. Dermot Mulrooney, the actor, was playing with him. It was just so cool, and I know from now on this is going to be our yearly thing.
You were not alone in that feeling. I mean, there were times throughout this process, planning it, just to go behind the scenes for a second, where I think collectively we all thought, what if we didn't do this? But we powered through, thanks to Monster Energy for making all of this happen. And thank you to Janine and Dan Purcell and Johnny Garcia and Allison and James and everybody who made this possible. Zach and Giorgio, our video team, were just so phenomenal to work with this entire weekend. And it's the type of thing now where it went so well that we're going to have to do it again and again and again. And I admittedly
it
was like, oh God, Lollapalooza just got even harder.
Yeah.
And it was the type of thing that admittedly I was a little skeptical on how it was all going to work. And you know what? Turns out, awesome. Couldn't have had a better time hosting, hanging out with everybody, eating with everybody. My Saturday, getting away from the rain of Lala and instead being in the lounge for the entire day. I hosted 3 lounges in a row, which let me tell you, exhausting, but hosting 3 lounges in a row, it was so much fun. And now this is going to be a thing that we're going to have to do again and again and again.
It was really just no one's done anything like this before, and we're not, patting ourselves in the back too much there, but no one in the country has done anything like this before, and it was the vision of our guy James doing that. And, it was, like, again, because the rains came, can't predict that. Some bands' only performance coming in for Lala Weekend, they thought to be on a big stage, was at our lounge stage, which is like MTV Unplugged, very intimate, 60 people, and here we go. And they were appreciative of that because they had a stage to play on.
Yes. The original concept, I think I can say this now because I think this will never happen. So the original concept that we had started working on was that we were going to do 1 day of lounges and it was going to be 24 hours straight. And the idea was that, hey, if Yungblud wants to come in at 2 a.m. and play, our doors will be open and he'll be allowed to do that. We did pivot. We did pivot from that, and we did 4 days straight because a lot of bands will, they're playing Hinterland Festival Thursday. They're playing Lala Friday. They're gone Saturday.
Yeah.
So they didn't have the time to do it. So we pivoted to something else. And again, I'm just so happy with how all of this worked out.
Thank God, because I was in that meeting when they said that, and they gave the speech. It's going to be this 24-hour thing, and I went, Well, good luck with that, because I'm not. I'll be here from a very normal time frame. I'm not going to be here for a 2 a.m. shift.
Well,
Make that clear.
Yeah, and we were going back and forth to Lala left and right and all that. So it's really all the people behind the scenes, the case mentioned, that really did all the heavy lifting and made this happen. Monster Energy, again, making this place look so cool with the stuff they brought, the Monster fridges and the scaffolding and all the merch. Monster made this place look so cool.
There are some inflatable Monster cans down the hallway that I'm trying to take home to my apartment because they look badass.
Yeah, they would look badass in your apartment.
They would. That'd be really cool. An inflatable Monster can in my apartment. That'd be a good look.
I want to get to something that happened as Case, Kenzie, you don't know this story. We told Case a story that, he didn't know, but Case came in and told me about having to get booze for some of the bands. And Case does not drink.
Oh, really?
I don't think have you ever bought alcohol at a store before?
No. I was talking to somebody about this, where as established a few weeks ago in the fact that makes your brain go boom at 6:30, I love buying ladies' drinks consensually. Brian compared me to Bill Cosby, which I thought was entirely unfair. But I love throwing the PNC card on the bar and going, get these fine ladies, or singular lady, ideally, realistically. Actually, it's always been a singular lady. Get this fine lady a drink.
But you've never gone to a store and bought alcohol.
I don't think so. That doesn't seem like something I would do. It's certainly not for me.
And the bands wanted alcohol.
So what happened was, I'll just go through the day really quickly. That Saturday where Lollapalooza, it rained so much Friday night into Saturday morning that the gates for Lollapalooza got pushed back from 11 o'clock to 2, and then it was pushed back to 3. There was a rumor going around internally that the gates were going to be pushed back to 5. So the fact that they got everybody into Grant Park by 3 is a miracle. And thank you to everybody on the grounds there at Lolla that made that happen. So our day started with Evening Elephants. Brian Phillips hosted that lounge. I got to be honest, I wasn't there for it. I don't know what happened. Yungblud comes in after that. Yungblud, first of all, couldn't have been a nicer man. Just an absolute delight. His entire team, they were consummate professionals. They were great. I loved his personal assistant. I hit it off with him. He was like a little Austin Powers type guy. That was just an absolute delight to be around. But as we're getting ready to do the lounge, right after his sound check, which was really cool watching his sound check because two things happened. One, he just put a ton of effort into making sure that all of the songs sounded exactly how he wanted them to be, and seeing his brain work in real time and telling his two guitarists, okay, here we're going to do this, here we're going to do this, was a really special thing to see. And then he looks right at me, and I'm sitting next to my boss, and he looks at us and goes, this is really cool. This is like, I'm excited for this.
This is cool.
And we go, you're right, Yungblud, this is cool.
Yeah.
We're so glad you're in our lounge. So I have to go back.
You're right, Yungblud.
You're right, Mr. Blood.
Amen, brother. That's what I've been saying.
Very cool.
So I have to go back into his green room before he plays the lounge because I had to go over sort of the format of what we were going to do. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to bring you out. We're going to ask you questions. We're going to talk about this, talk about this. He's like, yeah. So, do you guys have Jack Daniels here? And I go, no, Yungblud, we don't. And he goes, do you guys have mimosas here? And I go, no,
Okay.
Yungblud, we don't. And I could see him get a little
We had
disappointed.
bagels.
We had bagels
did
and
have
sushi.
bagels.
It's very weird as a drinker, the main drinker on the show, to go from,
You take that title.
and I take that personally,
Congratulations.
to go from Jack Daniels to mimosas. I don't get that. I would never in my life say, do you have Jack Daniels? Well, then give me a mimosa. I would never do that.
Maybe he was trying to read the energy, like, okay, they're not into hard liquor. I'm gonna softball it. What do you got, like mimosas for the guests? Like maybe that was like, he's like, what? Obviously, like they don't have tequila or anything, right?
That's a good point. I was like,
Maybe mimosas.
you got any Shirley Temples around here? What's going on?
We had nothing. We had, I poured him a Coke Zero when he got there. We had Coke Zero, Diet Coke, Monster Energy, and water.
Yeah, he wanted a Jack and Coke. I
He
get
wanted a
it.
Jack and Coke or mimosa. So
We had Coke. No Jack.
I had to like tug on the sleeve of somebody from his record label and be like, hey, he wants mimosas. They're like, I'll DoorDash it, I guess. So we had mimosas DoorDash.
Oh, that
to the
sounds
lounge.
awful. A mixed drink coming
Well, they
into
came separately. We did a DoorDash from Benny's.
I just pictured someone showing up with a bunch of mimosas and handing them to
He
you.
didn't show up with the flute glasses.
They're like spilling on the street, like kind of walking down the street of the aisle.
So that performance was absolutely incredible. Now, we're working as we speak on editing and getting these lounges out, which will be on our YouTube channel. The Yungblud one is going to be a lot like the Tyler Joseph one that you guys hosted a few years ago. There's going to be a few more checks and balances for that. There's going to be a lot of eyeballs on it before it's released to the public. When the Yungblud Lounge is uploaded to our YouTube channel, it will be abundantly clear. We'll make a big deal out of it here. Lauren and Brian Phillips will make a big deal out of it. You'll see it on our social media. I don't know when it's coming out. All I know is that we're working on it, and it'll be out as soon as we are allowed to put it out. It's a really special performance. I encourage everybody to check that out. Before we give the golden ticket keyword, I have to note, Yungblud asks for Jack and Coke. We say no. Yungblud asks for mimosas. We say we'll have somebody else go get it. The next band to come in was this band Porchlight, who, by all accounts that I heard, stole the weekend at Lollapalooza. That is a band you need to pay attention to. They come in. I'm hosting their interview. I meet them. I go, hey, can I get you guys anything? They go, yeah, do you guys have beer around here? It's like, no. I've hosted 20 lounges, 30 lounges in my lifetime. Nobody's ever asked for alcohol.
We sound like a bunch of losers.
I know. I'm feeling self-conscious at this point.
This is just embarrassing.
At my house, I have Jack Daniels. I have beer. I have all. They should have came to my place.
So I was standing next to somebody who works with us, who sort of runs the lounge. It's sort of his operation. And he was saying something about how we're not allowed to buy alcohol for the bands or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
All I know is that Porchlight got screwed because Yungblud got DoorDash, Porchlight got nothing, and then Sunday 1994 was the last band to play. Their Lala set was supposed to be at 12:30, which means it got rained out. They also couldn't find a place to play that night because all of the venues here were already booked for after shows. So their one performance on Saturday was at Lounge-a-Palooza and
That's
the Q101
awesome.
Lounge.
That is so awesome.
It was especially awesome because the deal with Lounge-a-Palooza was we told bands, come in, bring an acoustic set. If you don't have acoustic guitars, we have some for you. Come in, here's a guitar, play. Sunday 1994 said, we will do this, but we're bringing our full setup. This is before we knew about the rain. They agreed to it under the conditions. Electric guitar, electric bass, drums, keyboard, whole setup. So they ended up doing not their full set, but they did the full production. It took a while for them to sound check. They were about an hour behind schedule, and all of their fans stayed so that they could see Sunday 1994 in the Lounge, who were my favorite set of the weekend. When I introduced myself to them, I said, Sunday 1994, you guys are my favorite band of the weekend. This is the thing I'm most looking forward to. Can I get you guys anything at all? And they go, yeah, do you guys have beer here? And I go, oh,
what's going on,
God.
man?
So I have to grab an employee, and I go, hey, here's my debit card. I need you to find Miller Lite immediately and bring it back to the station. I'm not stiffing another band on their beer request. And so luckily, we acquired the Miller Lite. We brought it back to the Lounge. That band was happy. They played a killer set. I can't wait for everybody that wasn't in the Lounge with us to be able to see these on Q101's YouTube channel.
So still, at this point, you've not bought alcohol in a store. You used your card, but you didn't go yourself to buy it.
I sent somebody off because I actually had to be present for other things the band needed. And so I said, here's my debit card. You know how to use it. Go to Whole Foods, knock yourself out.
Well, we've learned how to improve for next year. Obviously, we need to hire a bar service.
Well, I mean,
we need Tom Cruise and Cocktail back there.
that was on ABC last night
we
for
know.
some reason.
That was
Cocktail
on ABC?
they must have had nothing to put on. Last night, Cocktail. If anybody else saw it, was on ABC last night. I watched the whole damn thing. It's such a good movie. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, why is Cocktail on ABC?
That's really weird.
What do they? Don't they have regular programming?
Don't they have anything else?
I was like, I go, also, bravo for putting Cocktail on. I guess so. This is the lesson. Monster will be back. We have so many events with Monster coming up because they're great friends of ours. And now one of the beer alcohol sponsors should step up and be a part sponsor of Lounge-a-Palooza next year because, noted, a lot of the bands wanted beer. And, they always say Gen Zers aren't drinking anymore. Well, these are all Gen Z bands, and they all wanted beer.
They wanted beer.
That's all they wanted was beer. They didn't want to play. They just wanted beer. They came over here. That's all they
came
wanted.
here for the free beer.
Right.
Now is your chance to qualify for the golden ticket. Please don't text and drive. Standard message and data rates apply.
Q101.
All right, it's another hour at the bottom of the hour here and another chance at the golden ticket. This will be the third one of the morning. It launched at 6:30, and this is your chance to get to everything we do for an entire year, like Lounge-a-Palooza. You would have had guaranteed entry passes for all those lounges. Lollapalooza, Riot Fest to Riot Fest, everything in between, Twisted, and a million concerts we can't even talk about yet because some haven't even been announced yet. So, the key word is never, N-E-V-E-R, to 312-967-8300 because the qualifying prize is for a show a week from Friday, that'd be August 14th, at the Salt Shed with a band called American Football.
I just think it's best. You can't miss what you forget. I have become uncomfortably numb. I got some bad news. I only feel alive when I'm alone.
American Football, they will be at the Salt Shed a week from Friday. So basically what you do is when you text that keyword in, which is never, N-E-V-E-R, to 312-967-8300.
Telling him to never do it. Please text it in, which is never. Psych.
N-E-V-E-R, to 312-967-8300. You'll qualify for the golden ticket, and the qualifying prize is American Football at the Salt Shed Friday, August 14th. So you have an hour to do it till 9:30. You can keep entering every hour until we tell you to stop texting in, which you probably won't do until you win it. So 312-967-8300. Text never now.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.